힐링 스루 유머. Male, female. Being silent is good. Other things you are listening. A dangerous sleep. Well, said Eric. I learned about one of those situations women ask. Now I'm in deep trouble at home. What kind of question? Asked Tom. My wife asked me if I would still love her if she was old, fat, and ugly. That's easy, said Tom. You just say, of course I will. Yeah, that's easy for you to say. What I said was, of course, I do. Your Honor, my wife is just being ridiculous. Most women would love to have a husband who still believes in chivalry, and I was only opening the door for her out of chivalry. Mr. Smith, replied the judge, I am granting the divorce. I cannot believe chivalry was your motivation while driving 65 miles per hour. Pain relief. A man entered the drugstore and asked the pharmacist for a cure for hiccups. The pharmacist immediately reached out and slapped him across the face. What do you do for that? Asked the man angrily. Well, we don't have the hiccups anymore, do you? No, replied the man, but my wife out in the car still does. Never satisfied. A prisoner escaped from the local prison. His escape was the lead news item on the 6 o'clock news, and all stations kept interrupting their programming to report on the hunt. Because of the high level of hunting, the prisoner was forced to walk his way home slowly by taking side streets and dark alleys. Finally, he crept to his house and rang the doorbell. His wife immediately opened the door and greeted him with, Where have you been? You escaped 6 hours ago. Answer. One evening, a wife drew her husband's attention to the couple next door. She took him out on the porch so he could see what they were doing. Pointing across the yard, she said, Do you see that couple? How devoted they are. He kisses her every time they meet. I noticed that he often brings home flour and dinner. Why don't you ever do that? I would love to, replied the husband aimlessly and smoothly, but I don't know her well enough. A tramp knocked on the door of the inn known as the St. George and the Dragon. A landlady answered the door. The tramp said, Could you give a poor man something to eat? No, said the woman, slamming the door in his face. He knocked again and said, Could I have a few words with George? But you could have. A husband and wife were traveling and stopped at a very exclusive hotel to rest for a while. They slept for 4 hours, then decided to leave and travel. When they checked out, the desk clerk handed them a bill for $350. The man exploded and demanded to know why the charge was so high. He demanded to see the manager. The manager appeared, listened to the man, and then explained that the hotel had an Olympic-sized pool and a huge conference room that was available for their use. But you didn't use them, protested the man. Well, they are here, and you could have, said the manager. He went on to explain that they could have taken it one of the shows for which the hotel was famous. But we didn't go to any shows, argued the man. Well, we have them, and you could have, repeated the manager. No matter what first facility the manager mentioned, the man replied, but we didn't use it. Eventually, the man realized he was going to have to pay, so he wrote a check. But sir, the manager said, This check is only for $100. That's right. I charged you for kissing my wife. But I didn't. Well, the man replied with a wry smile. She was here, and you could have. Hurt feelings. At the fair, Marge loved the ferry wheel, but Fred didn't. So Marge went by herself. The wheel went round and round. Suddenly, there was an accident, and the wife was thrown out. She landed in a heap at her husband's feet. He ran over and asked, Are you hurt? Of course, I'm hurt. Tell me, is there anything broken? He asked anxiously. No, nothing's broken. Then how are you hurt? With tears in her eyes, she blurted. I went round 3 whole time. I went round 3 whole time. And you didn't wave to me once. Oh, what a tangled web. One evening, a man drove his secretary home after she had worked late at the office. Although this was an innocent gesture, he did not mention it to his wife because he knew her jealous nature. Later that night, the man and his wife were driving out to dinner. Suddenly, he noticed a high-heeled shoe half hidden under the passenger seat. Not wanting to be conspicuous, he waited until his wife was looking out her window before he scooped up the shoe and tossed it out of the car. With a sigh of relief, he pulled into the restaurant parking lot. That's when he noticed his wife squirming around in her seat. Honey, he asked, have you seen my other shoe? Scums of endearment. I was invited to some old friend's home for dinner. The husband proceeded every request to his wife with an endearing term such as honey, darling, sweetheart, pumpkin, etc. I was impressed since the couple had been married almost 70 years. While the wife was off in the kitchen, I said to my older friend, I think it's wonderful that after all these years you've been married, you still call your wife those pet names. My friend hung his head. To tell you the truth, he said, I forgot her first name about 10 years ago. Dave. A man walked out into the street and managed to get a taxi that was just going by. He got into a taxi and the cabbie said, perfect timing, you are just like Davey. Who? Davey Bronson. There's a guy who did everything right, like my coming along, and you need your cab. It should have happened like that to Davey. There are always a few clouds over every day, the man replied. Not Dave. He was a terrific athlete. He could have gone on the pro tour in tennis. He could golf in the pros. He sang like an opera baritone and danced like a Broadway star. He was something, huh? He had a memory like a trap. He couldn't remember every day, everybody's birthday, which pork to eat with, and he could fix anything. Not like me. I change a fuse and block out the whole neighborhood. No wonder you remember him so well. Well, I never actually met Dave. Then, how do you know so much about him? I married his widow. Unappreciated. One afternoon, a man came home from work to find total mayhem in his house. His three children was outside, still in their pajamas, playing in the mud with empty food boxes and wrappers strewn all around in front yard. The door of his wife's car was open, as was the front door to the house. Proceeding into the entry, he found an even bigger mess. A lamp had been knocked over, and the straw log was wadded against one wall. In the front room, the TV was loudly blared, a cartoon channel, and the family room was strewn with toys and various items of clothing. In the kitchen, dishes filled the sink, breakfast food was spilled on the counter, dog food was spilled on the floor, a broken glass lay under the table, and a small fire of sand was spread by the back door. He quickly headed up the stairs, stepping over toys and more fire of clothes, looking for his wife. He was worried that she might be ill or that something serious had happened. He found her lounging in the bedroom, still curled up in the bed in her pajamas, reading a novel. "What happened here today?" he asked. "Are you okay?" "Yes, I'm fine. You know, every day when you come home from work, you ask me what in the world I did all day. Well, today I didn't do it. You know you are having a bad day when you call your spouse and tell her that you'd like to eat out tonight. And when you get home, you find a sandwich on the front porch.